park. It opens next Wednesday at 9 o'clock, and we'll see lots of you. And I'd just like to invite Ambassador Vanden Heuvel up for the benediction.
Thank you, members of the choir, for that wonderful, wonderful singing. But it means so much to all of us. And I am not going to give a benediction in front of the rabbi who's singing and whose eloquence was so extraordinary that I'm sure that I'd like to now join your religious group to join in what's said. Thank you for that. There's only three things I want to say quickly. One is, this island and we are blessed by these elected representatives. I have a special feeling for people who aspire to public life, knowing how tough it is, the sacrifices that are demanded, the commitment that it takes. Carolyn Maloney, Scott Stringer, Jessica Lappin are three people whose commitment to this really made it happen. And they are among the sterling public servants of our time. And I don't even know their party affiliation, but I thank them for what they do. Thank you all very much for that. The second point I want to make is to remind all of us, Franklin Roosevelt, at the age of 39, was hit by polio. He was never able to walk again or to stand alone. And when you think of the pain of his recovery, which went on for years, where he desperately tried to walk, you realize the strength that it gave him to deal with that disability. 11 years after he was stricken, so that he never would walk again, he was elected President of the United States at a time of its most severe crisis, and he reached down to a nation on its knees, and he lifted them and gave us hope and encouragement. That is a special lesson that I think that we all want to recall in the context of who Franklin Roosevelt was. And the third point I want to make is, he gave the Four Freedoms speech on January 6, 1941. We were not yet in the war. Pearl Harbor was 11 months away. But what he understood was that we were going to be in that war, and that the terrible cost in human lives and resources and destruction was something that the world could not survive again, because he knew we were entering the nuclear age. And so what he was saying is, the only way we can justify the cost of this terrible war is to create a different and newer world. That's what the Four Freedoms are about. He said the core of that new world has to be the Four Freedoms that you've heard recited here today. And he said also that it was an object attainable in our own life and generation, so that each generation had to accept the challenge and come forward to see what had to be done and renew it and understand it and pass it to their children. It was for America, and it was for the world. He addressed his fellow citizens, and he addressed the people of the world. That audience will continue to be here as part of the Four Freedoms Park. Thank you for being its host. We are honored to be your partners. Thank you very much.
And while you're getting up and exploring the park, the chorus will sing one last song. Please enjoy the park.